Our last guest this week is Campaign Officer Nafi Sallah from Tidewell Hospice. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You look lovely.
Well, thank you.
Now we're going to start with, we're familiar with Tidewell Hospice, but tell our viewers how philanthropy works in with Tidewell. What role does that play in helping patients and families?
Well, philanthropy plays a very important role at Tidewell. Although most of our funding comes from Medicare, Medicaid, and private pay, we raise a lot of money to take care of services that would otherwise not be provided if we don't have the funding from our donors. Okay. Those services include grief and bereavement services is one of those, and that's providing support to not only our patients and their families, but also the community as a whole. You don't have to receive Tidewell or hospice service to be able to utilize those services. Okay. And another example of service that we provide that would otherwise not be available is our children's services, where we support services for children under the age of 21. Believe it or not, we do provide service to children at Tidewell as well. And we have the honors program where we, oh goodness, excuse me.
That's okay.
The honors program is, the honors program recognizes veterans, and we specialize in each individual and what they need for them and their families as well. And we have a complementary services, whereas we alleviate stress for the patient and their caregivers as well. We have massage therapy, pet therapies. We have furry friends that help us out as well. So
they're wonderful. They really do help.
Yeah,
so
those
much.
are few services that without the support of the community, we would not be able to provide to our patient and the families.
So what are some of the other ways that Tidewell Hospice raises funds?
Well, we have a comprehensive giving program at Tidewell, but some of the ways that we raise funds is, example, we have a 5K event coming up on November 18th this year, and at Lakewood Ranch Main Street. And that event, all the proceeds for that event will go to the new facility we are building in Lakewood Ranch that is opening in early spring. So we have that event coming up, and as well we have other major event is the Signature Luncheon, our 9th annual Signature Luncheon, which usually takes place in February at the Ritz-Carlton in Sarasota. Okay. So those are two major events that we host. Okay. But we also have communities and individuals who do third-party events on our behalf. So they can do fishing tournaments, they can do golfing tournaments, host an array of events on our behalf to raise funds for Tidewell as well.
So anybody that's interested in doing that, a business or an individual, if they choose, could contact you about hosting an event. And can it be any size?
It can be any size. It can be very small, intimate in your home. It can be, huge. We've had some really big events happen, especially over the last few years. So nothing is, too small. Nothing is too big. Okay. As long as you can handle those events and raise those funds on our behalf, we'll be more than happy to help you through the process as well.
So the 5K run that's coming up, it's called the Turkey Trot. Yes. Is there anything special that's tied in with that? 5K?
The Turkey Trot, the Lakewood Ranch Runners Club is hosting what is called a triple challenge. Okay. So the Boo Run, the Turkey Trot, and the Jingle. So we happen to be the Turkey Trot, and like mentioned, the 5K event is to support the 8th hospice house we are opening, and that will be opening in spring of 2018. Okay. And so the Turkey Trot registration is open. We are still taking registration for that event, and all proceeds, 100% of that, is to support patients and families for that new facility.
And how much is the registration for
registration
that?
Right now? The early bird registration is $30, and then on race day it's going to be $40.
Okay. So we talked a little bit about how people can help and have events that they individually want to sponsor. Are there other ways that they can be involved? I mean, do you need volunteers? I mean, do you need service dogs to come in? What other ways can the community help you?
Absolutely. We love our volunteers, and we are 1,100 volunteers strong. So the community certainly supports us, and we truly appreciate our volunteers. You can volunteer, you can donate your vehicles if you don't have a car that you're using anymore. We have a thrift store in Venice, and I have beautiful beautiful items in there, so definitely a place to check out.
All right, now what is your website that our viewers can go find you?
Viewers can go to tidewell.org if they want to find more information about our organization. If you have any questions, you can certainly call also our 800 line 1-855-Tidewell, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have.
Great. Well, thank you. It's very nice meeting you today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Suncoast FYI. We will return after a short break.